My big brother was Big's brother. Used to be Dame and Big's brother. Who is hip hop brother?
Welcome back to the Sibcast. Woo!
Episode 2.
I feel like I need a better intro, but we'll get better.
What do you mean?
Like, welcome back to the Sibcast.
We'll just freestyle it. It's gonna come naturally.
As you guys see, we have some balloons.
It's your birthday?
No, it's your birthday, friend.
Hey!
Scorpio.
Scorpio seas.
So happy birthday to Brandon.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
I mean, the first episode we said, that was really damn, like 30.
I thought about that. 36.
Crazy.
We love it, man. Listen, I'm not the type to ever be like, oh, I'm getting old and anything like that.
Yeah.
I love it.
No,
I
same.
love it. I'm happy. I'm here. I'm healthy. Beautiful family. New father. Everything. I'm good.
How are you feeling? Like, how does 36 feel? I mean, you're only a few hours in.
Couple hours in, absolutely. This is gonna sound hella cheesy, but I'm so just thankful and blessed. Like, that's it. Like, really. Like, that's just how I look at it now.
Yeah, I feel the same way, actually.
Yeah?
Like, just about life.
Yep.
It's a good space to be in.
Life gonna come, stress gonna come, but I got my squad, got my tribe. I'm ready for whatever.
Cheers.
Clink, clink.
And if you hear some background noise, we literally have the kids upstairs. Tone is on daddy duty.
This is a family production.
This is a family production today, so we're gonna just like tap into your noise cancellation. You know what I mean? Like, let's just act as if it's noise cancellation.
Yeah, exactly.
We're like in the stew.
Just act like it's not happening.
Let's act we're in the stew. We're gonna have to get those insulated walls and stuff. That would be really cool.
Not a studio.
But yeah, okay. So happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm wishing this year to be nothing but just more happiness, more love, good
more
energy,
life.
more life. And yeah, we were sharing already pictures like in the family chat, so that's been really fun. I'll post a picture, my favorite picture of Brandon. I won't even do the whole like how we joke around because it's really not a joke. But...
You have to. This is a sibling cast.
Okay,
Come
so
on.
are you even siblings if you don't have like an adoption story for your sibling?
But more importantly, it's the older sibling who really controls.
Yeah, the older sibling really pounds it in. Like, anytime I have like a moment where it's like, yeah, I remember when we first got your papers, or like when you first arrived
showed up at the doorstep.
And it's just like, that's so, it's a lot. But I did a joke, and I said, I have a picture of Brandon. He was like eating ice cream cake, and I was like, yeah, this is your first American ice cream cake. Your first
American is wild, because that's like, you really trying to go in.
No, literally. So that's a cackle. That's just how we joke around. I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but it just seems like it's very...
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, I feel like all siblings kind of have that joke. And if they not, you should introduce it. Something to really keep people on their toes.
As Thanksgiving comes around.
Yeah, especially as Thanksgiving comes around. Okay, so now that you're 36, how are you feeling about fatherhood? Like, how's fatherhood treating you?
Yo, Maverick is just the greatest. He really, really is. Like, I'm trying to get emotional. But... just so blessed to have him, to see his smile in the morning.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Shannon's awesome, amazing, great mother. So we're just blessed.
Yeah.
That's why we say, we joke around, but we're so serious as well too. Like one and done, because it's just, I said it, I don't know how people with 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids do it. Like, God bless y'all. Because literally, I think it was like last week, I was so tired. With work, come home, give Maverick everything. So he was to the point where he was like settled, occupied. And I just looked over and I'm like, if I had another kid
another kid to put down.
Like, I would just be like,
so
I don't know.
Give credit to where it's due. Like, everybody out there, I mean, I feel that 100%, right? Like, we always say one and done. And like, obviously, if God blesses us with another child, like, absolutely. But for this moment, just given the fact that, one, we both have worked really hard for our children.
Yes.
That's something that we can get into, but yeah.
Well, hold on. First, let me not say me equally, right?
No,
you and Shannon, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to put that.
No, yeah, of course. Yeah. You're right.
That sounds crazy.
Right? So, and I guess by saying this, just like, now seeing them, and I feel like now people ask me like, oh, but you have such a great relationship with your sibling. Like, wouldn't you want to have another child? And it's like, a part of me is like, okay, I understand that perspective, but also like Zoe has so many amazing cousins. Zoe and Maverick are literally growing up like literally together. And then she has like my niece is like 10 days exactly older than Zoe. So, and they're always around each other. So it's like she has a host of cousins. And the families are really cool and like, you know, tight. So it's like, I don't feel like she's missing anything. And she hasn't been giving me like only child syndrome, really. And I don't even know what that syndrome is because I know.
Would it have to do with like sharing or something like that?
And I think maybe because we put her in like so many activities early on that she kind of already has the concept of like, okay, like if she has something and we're around other kids, she'll automatically give the kids something else. So that's like, if that's the main thing that, hey baby, a win is a win. She doesn't have the only child syndrome. But only children that I know, like now in their grown age, like they actually tell me that they feel like they exude a bunch of confidence. I had this conversation recently with a girlfriend at brunch, and she was like, listen, it's all about the love that you pour into your child, and that's the output. And so I think that that's just like spot on. I was like, bet. Thanks for my validation. Thanks for affirming me. Got it. Thank you.
No more questions.
No more questions, please. But yeah, so that's how I feel.
All right, cool. I appreciate that. So how are you feeling though? Obviously, Zoe started school this year.
Yeah.
How's that transition? I know the first couple of days was super emotional.
Yeah.
You both.
For me? No. For it.
I'm gonna say 95%.
Baby, I was asleep. Baby, that first day, Tom, I was knocked out after we dropped her off. He was like, yo, did you see? He was calling me, like, did you see the notification? I'm like, what notification? My phone went to do not disturb so fast. So fast. And
don't say the quiet part out loud.
I'm sorry. But like everybody knows that. It's not a secret.
But it's also different because you were home with Zoe and working.
To like transition,
So I mean, so talk about that part first, and then we could go into Zoe going to school and daycare and everything like that too. So obviously, the pandemic, everyone switched to working from home. But then coming out of that, like, okay, we're in the midst of the pandemic. Now it's like you're transitioning to a hybrid work schedule. Going back, like, how was that? Now you could look back on it.
Yeah, I think I always say, like, in our case, COVID was such a blessing. And, you know, obviously, and I'm thinking about it just specifically for, like, our household. Because I know it was a broader impact. But for me and Tone, like, we started IVF during COVID, and I felt like it was God's time. God telling us, like, I need y'all to shut everything down and lean into what I got for you. And so we started IVF literally, I want to say COVID was March 2020. I want to say we probably started like June, July. May, I think I went to my first doctor's appointment. And I remember my doctor was telling me, like, he was, oh my God, so sweet. I feel like I'm going to cry, whatever. But he was like, I cried in the doctor's office because I was like, I just don't understand what's happening. You always hear, like, you get married, you have a kid, you do, you know, everything's supposed to be this aligned thing, or this timeline that you think that you have in your head. And he was like, my job here is to never see you have another broken heart. And for the doctor to say that to me, like, Tone and I were so touched, and we were like,
was that your first?
That was our first appointment with the doctor.
You never told me that.
And so I think that's why I was just like, I trusted the process so much more. Like, I was like, I know I'm in great hands. It's all about how you feel, especially when it comes to, like, medical things. Like, if you don't get the right vibe from the doctor or the office or, like, the front office representative, like, it's going to throw everything off, right? So we started IVF, and that was just such a long journey. It literally took us 2 years to have Zoe, and I think, I don't know, I shared it online, like, once Zoe was probably, like, 5 or 6 months, I finally, like, share it broadly, because I knew that it would have an impact on other people that were trying, and especially when it comes to, like, Black women. I felt like it was such a taboo thing to, like, go through IVF, because you see it on the TV, you see movies, you see, like, TV shows talk about it, and you talk about expenses and all those things. I just didn't think that was ever in my cards. Like, at the time, I was, like, 27. And so I was just like, IVF, like, what do you mean? He literally gave us 2 options. He was like, we can go IVF or we can go IUI. And I was like, let's go all in. Like, we're going to do it. Let's go all in. And so we started the process. And yeah, like 2 years, it just, like, looking back, I'm just like, wow, I always say I'm so thankful for Tone because he never let me feel alone in those moments. Yeah. Like, you know, we started Christmas morning of 2020 was my first shot. And it was so crazy because, like, it's like this secret that's just Tone and I, right? Like, everyone's like, oh, what are you guys doing for Christmas? And we're like, we are praying for our miracle. We're praying for the present, for us to unwrap this present in the future at some point. And yeah, it was emotionally draining, physically, mentally, spiritually as well. And looking at Zoe now, I'm just like, yo, God is just so good. Yep. So good. Like, it was just, you know, things that everything worked out the way it was exactly supposed to. I'm just really thankful for that. So yeah. And I think, like, fast forward, like, thinking about, like, motherhood and being a parent, it's been amazing. Like, it's been so fire. I think I always say, like, having a partner that, like, doesn't allow you to feel alone at any point, it's a game changer. Yeah. You don't feel the burden. You don't feel alone.
Well, you do feel it, right? But you know you're not in it.
Yeah, you're not in it alone. And I always say, and I'm like, obviously this is our sibling podcast, but, you know, you being the brother and uncle that you were from day one, like, I just always appreciated that.
That was always going to be never had to worry about that.
But, like, you know, I had, like, an emergency C-section, and, like, you were the first person there the next day. Like, mommy was in Texas.
Yeah.
Daddy was there too, but it's like, it's so different. You're not like my sister. Yeah. It's different. Like, people will probably be like, oh, a sister's supposed to be there. But, like, for my brother, you, like,
I was calling. I'm like, what time can we come?
Yeah, you're like, no, I'm holding my knees. Like, what do you mean? I'm not gonna. No, I want to hold the baby.
Yeah.
And I just really just always, and you know this, I always tell you, like, I just appreciate so much, like, how much of a great uncle you've been to us. Like, even just for Tone and I, like, the way you would just show up, lunch breaks, coming over, just reading a book with Zoe, like, yo, go take a nap, or I'm bringing lunch, or bringing flowers, like, all that stuff meant so much to me.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And I just love you so much for it, because it's like, I see how Zoe looks at you and how much she loves you, because she knows, like, you would do anything for her, and you would do anything for our family. So I just, like, really. Oh, God.
That's episode 2.
No, I just really, like, you and Shani, like, Shani, like, pulled me through, like.
Shani gonna drop, listen, if she gotta come with her laptop.
Shani was like, I'm like, Shanna, I really want to get some knotless braids. I'm 3 weeks out. I had a C-section and this baby is here. Like, she's like, I'm on my way. I'm bringing my laptop. I'll sit down with you. Let's make a house call. Roxanne came over, baby. It was a whole, and it was just like, in that moment, I'm like, yo.
And it really is the little things as well.
It's the little things.
And I remember real quick, so you had just given birth, maybe like 2-3 weeks later, and I was working late. There was like some festival or something like that.
Yes.
And I just happened to text you real quick. I was making my way home. And I'm just like, Lex, you good? Like, everything? And you called me, and you were just like, yo, it's a lot going on right here. And I was just like, say less.
I remember Tone had to go on a day trip to Delaware, and on the way back, he had got motion sickness.
Yes.
So when he came home, he was throwing up.
Yep.
Zoe, like, was crying. You were like, did you eat all day? I was like, I didn't even eat today. Like, I didn't even eat today. And it was like, I didn't even think about it, but the fact that you had just, like, knew in that
just
moment.
Randomly, like I could have hit 22 and made my way home, but I was just like, yo, let me just
You checked in, and it literally was like, yo, the little things. But really, like, in that moment, that was such a big thing. Because I think looking back now, I didn't ask for help a lot.
Yeah. And that's big, too, because we were the same way. Like, after Maverick, even if we wanted to have a date night or something like that, you just feel like, okay, you don't want to put your burden on anyone else. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's going through stuff like that as well, too. So, like, leaning into that as well, too, because you guys do the same for us as well, too. So, like, really, and I feel like that's the next step in being siblings with a family and stuff like that. Like sometimes you do need help, but don't look at it as it's a burden on anyone else's life.
Because y'all were like, bring Zoe over here and y'all go have dinner. Like, and I'm just like, okay, we're coming. I brought everything. I'm like, the walker, the playpen. And she wasn't even in any of that stuff yet. I'm like, just whatever y'all need is here.
Yes.
But no, I just I really, you know that already. Like, I just love you so much because it's like, I just look at Zoe and like the excitement she gets from like her Uncle B and like it's seeing that Maverick. It's just so crazy. It's such a like mind.
It is. It really is. Like, how did we get here?
Well, we got here fast, but I love you.
I love you more.
So much.
Love you more.
So yeah,
that was beautiful.
Like you just being just a great brother, even in that moment, was just fire. And it's not one specific moment. Like you're just always like on the check-in or like let me pull up or you're in the mall like yo. Does Zoe need a jacket? I'm gonna buy her this jacket anyway. And it's like you just. I also feel like I appreciate that you've respected our boundaries in terms of like. We don't want all the toys, right? Like you would be like, all right, bet I got her a stock account, and that's just like some people would get really offended to be like, yo, why don't you want toys? I want to buy this kid toys. I'm like, she don't need a million toys in the playroom. Like she's not even playing with that stuff. And you see now that she does not play with toys. She should rather read a book or like have an experience. And as a 2-year-old, I think that's huge.
Absolutely.
A win is a win.
Absolutely. It's going to be so beneficial in the next couple of years as well, too. Exactly. For her to be like, to crave that versus the toys. And again, every kid is different. Every kid is different. So don't look at it that way. But yeah, whatever you guys want, that's what I'm on.
Exactly. And
that's the type of time I'm on.
Yeah.
Period. Because that's how I would want, someone to receive Maverick as well, too. Like, if that's not what we are right now, like, cool. Let's keep everything moving. But yeah, so that's parenthood right now, man, and it's so beautiful. Obviously, we could touch on probably in the next episode. We got Thanksgiving coming up. Yeah. We got some travel plans as well.
But you guys also have had a story with Maverick.
Oh, absolutely. So that happened. So we got married in 21, and we always said like, hey, let's wait a little while. Let's kind of get through our first year marriage, just so we could continue to build on that for us. And obviously we were trying and we were like, okay, like what's going on here? Let's get tested. So then that's when Shannon kind of wanted to go into have the conversation about it as well. So, and again, it was foreign, and even for you guys, like doing it as well too. And I think you had brought this up too. Like even I didn't really understand like just the complexity of it alone. Like I just knew like, oh, maybe it's just extra testing that Lexatone are gonna do or something like that as well too. So to understand it, to learn about it, and then go through it as well was just like, oh, okay, like this is real. And I remember we were in Houston the first weekend that we had to start our shots, and you actually gave Shannon her first shot as well too. So like even having that experience a part of our journey and collectively as well was insane. But me in that moment, and obviously throughout the whole process, it was just like to be strong, supportive there for my wife, because it was times where Shannon, we didn't know what the outcome was going to be,
right?
But I know me, and obviously we're gonna have our spouses on here as well too. But I mean, I stayed like faithful throughout the entire process. Like I never wavered.
Yeah.
Like I never lost hope, because I knew how important that would be for Shannon to see to feel that, because it's her body who's just doing all of the work, and I need her in the best mind state possible. Yeah. I didn't want her to have any ounce of doubt.
Yep.
And going through that, Maverick was the only egg that we had. We didn't have any saved, viable after that. So even understanding that in and of itself was just like, this is the one. Yeah. I know it. Yeah. And even throughout the process, we had complications. Maverick was trying to come a little early. Yeah. You know what I mean? And being in the doctor's office.
He was ready to see me.
Absolutely, man. Listen, so being in the doctor's office, like going in for a checkup, and then Shannon had to go and have a emergency procedure. Like in that moment, like that was probably the first time that I was ever like, I don't know what's going on now. Like I really do not know what's going on right now, but I just gotta stay faithful, and I gotta stay strong. I can't let her see me in doubt. But to go through that process, to be in that delivery room, like that alone, the experience of that was just like, mind blowing to be in that moment and see Mav come into the world, take his first breath, look into his eyes. It, forever changes the way I approach life, just period. Like, literally every morning, like I said, to walk into his room and to see his smile light up and see those bright eyes, it's beautiful. But that process alone, it does bring you closer to your spouse. So if there's a father, a boyfriend out there, anyone listening, and you're ever in that position as well too, like, just know, like, your partner needs you more than you can imagine. More than you can imagine. So, just be there for them in any way, shape, or form. Make them comfortable. Be present in the doctor's office as much as possible, because that was a big thing too, right? You have constant checkup appointments. We would go like every other morning, almost
every day.
And I'm talking about, it could be early, like 7 a.m. You have to be there.
That's good, because we were there at 5 a.m.
Oh my goodness. And even that, but just to be there, to ask questions if you have questions, do the research on your own. Just really put in that time and effort, because again, to be able to have a child come out of it, like I said, it makes everything worth it. And, we didn't know we would be in this position, but we're here now. I think we're more educated about it. And it definitely just gives you like a different outlook and perspective on life, period.
And I think even before you guys started, when you guys came over and we had brunch, like, because Tony and I were like, you guys had questions. We asked every single question you have.
I forgot about that.
If we have an answer, we're gonna give you the answer.
And I thank you.
And
I thank you guys for that
too. We prayed over that brunch, and at that point, I think Zoe was on 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And Zoe was at brunch with us. We just was praying in this house, and I think that's just such a special moment too.
And that was huge as well, to have someone who's going through this well. Maybe everyone won't have that situation, but if you do, lean into that too. That was you guys. You guys were like, listen, if this is the route that you're about to go down, especially Tone too. I would text Tone throughout as well too. When we have our checkup appointments, when things were kind of in flux as well too, and he was the main one to tell me that too. He's like, listen, you're gonna have your moments, man. If you gotta go, step away for a second, cry, get yourself together, do that for yourself. But then when you come back in, you can't let Shannon see that at all.
Right.
Because, and it's not like it's hiding vulnerabilities or anything like that too. Because once we both get home, we can share what we think and what's on our mind. But in those moments, I just always wanted Shannon, when she looked at me, to just see, strength. Okay, that's my rock in this position as well too. And even in the delivery room, it was just an amazing experience. Just God is the greatest. Seriously.
Cheers to that.
Cheers
now
to
we're
that.
here with 2 kids. We've traveled together as families. Now I was thinking about, we've gone on so many trips together, especially for siblings like that. I feel like siblings kind of have a quarter of maybe 1 trip every 5 years type of thing.
Right.
We're on trip number 4.
And I think that's always the priority. We're all right, where are we going?
Yeah, where are we going? Let's book something. Let's make it happen.
Yes.
So it's really fire.
And even, I was thinking about, obviously this before we had kids, but even the Hawaii trip.
Yes.
All right.
Hawaii was before COVID.
Yes, it was. Yep. Yes,
was that 20? That was
2019. COVID is early 2020.
Yes, so 2019.
Maybe no.
That's
early
what
19.
2018. No, it's 20. It was for Shannon and I have were the same birthday month. So they were like, "Oh yeah, we're going to Hawaii." We all right, man, we all go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So we booked the flight. Remember, the flight was completely empty.
Completely empty. Hey, that's the first time I ever took a muscle relaxer.
We all slept for 10 hours on the flight. We stayed in Hawaii for a week.
No less.
No, yeah.
It was 4 or 5 days.
Really?
It wasn't a week.
I think it was close to a week. It was close to a week because the jet lag, we can fact check, but the jet lag definitely hit. But we had such a great time.
Yes.
It was chilling. Heavy chilling.
Obviously, we wouldn't probably go back to Honolulu.
We stayed in Waikiki Beach.
Yes.
But we wanted to go other travel to other places.
Yeah.
In Hawaii for sure. But
even that, such a vibe.
Yeah, me and Shannon have traveled together. You and Tone have traveled together. So I think it's so dope, honestly.
Think about that.
They ain't doing it queen. Come on, twin. Yeah,
That's different.
Yeah, no, it's really fire. Now the kids are with us, so we're traveling for Thanksgiving together.
Yes. Yes.
Probably.
We were gonna do a road trip. Thank God that's not.
Everybody talked us out of it. Like,
and you were the main one. Like, yeah, let's do it.
Because I was trying to, like how you said, be the strength in the rock.
No.
I was trying to be bikini bottom for us. Okay, like I was trying to be.
That was not your assignment. I'm trying to make that your assignment. We did not.
Because I just think it's absolutely insane paying a full price ticket for kids.
See, and that's where I understand. Like, we not in that boat right now. We running it up with Maverick.
We told y'all. Zoe was on her first flight at 3 months.
I might book a flight tonight.
Yeah,
you gotta run it up.
You should.
You gotta run it up before 2.
Before 2, because I think, like, honestly, and if airlines are listening, let me just tell y'all this. There is no reason why. Now I understand. Yes, we should pay for the kid. I don't mind paying half the price, but to pay for a full fare for a child is crazy to me. You mean to tell me, like, I'm already looking to go to Europe? That's a $2,000 ticket for Zoe? Are you kidding me? I just don't agree with
that
those
point.
things.
You might have to ship Zoe like luggage.
That's what I'm saying. Or she just ain't going. It's like, nah, Zoe in tow. Zoe love a good vacation.
Yeah, Zoe put her on a beach. Zoe different on
my
the beach.
baby love a vacation. She love a plane.
Yeah.
A plane hates to see. No, a plane love to see Zoe coming.
Yeah, she's not like a crazy. She ain't crying.
Yeah, no, Zoe's a pro traveler. She has
she's trying to get comfortable.
Yeah, she's trying to get comfortable. She goes to sleep. Honestly, we only had one bad flight with her, and it was because she was sick.
For sure.
When we were coming back from Atlanta,
and
she had her croup cough stuff.
Oh, got you.
And that was the only like terrible flight we had with her.
Got you. Okay.
Outside of that, we know her schedule. She sleeps.
Yeah.
Like we got it on lock.
I get them early morning flights.
I know y'all not talking. Please. Like, act like you're a pro when you was late coming here today. It's crazy.
I get a pass. It's my birthday.
Brandon, it's everyday birthday.
I mean,
Jehovah's Witness.
Our grandmother's Jehovah's Witness. You guys be making.
I feel like I'm entitled to be able to do it because I'm part gang. Like, cause she's.
Oh, yeah. We can bring Tone down. Did y'all ever finish that conversation? Okay.
No, we're not. We're not. That's not even scheduled. I told him I'll schedule that conversation for the calendar. We never did. Oh no, that was hectic.
I won't go into details, but
just leave it.
No. I just want to say, as a sibling, when you're around your other siblings and a spouse, and it gets a little, I would say, not even tense. I mean, just like something that they need to discuss. Being in that moment, you just gotta, just focus on the radio, man. Look at the weather app.
That was like at 2 o'clock in the morning, too, coming back from the city.
That what?
We literally had a date
Uber.
night. We had a date night 2 weeks ago.
Like a week ago.
Oh, was that last weekend?
Yeah, it was last weekend.
And if you haven't seen Mulan on Broadway, so good. 10 out of 10. Yeah. Like, I was crying. I mean, I feel like me and Tom always cry.
Yeah, I always cry. It was fire. Not cry-worthy at all.
You're such a Scorpio, though. That's because you're not in tune for real.
But it was definitely fire. We went to dinner first.
We went to dinner.
And then we went to the play.
And then we went to a speakeasy. Like,
speakeasy.
We were on the subways.
Yeah.
Highways and byways.
2, 3 a.m. Had the kids. Grandma was in town.
Grandma was in town. Baby, them kids was not. Baby, them kids were thin.
Yeah.
We said, welcome to New Jersey with kids.
She couldn't wait to get back to that.
That's because she didn't know what to do, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you keep Miss Rachel on, the kids are staying up.
Yeah,
you put a movie on.
That Miss Rachel on at 12. What you expect?
Maverick is looking like, yeah, that's my girl. We go way back. What are you talking about? It's Zoe over there. She know every episode, so it's like,
run it back.
Let's run it back, baby. I'm like, turn. No, remember she texted the group chat and said at 11:30, Zoe wants soup.
Oh my God.
If you don't put that girl to bed.
Yo, when she says soup, that was hilarious. Not like a cookie.
And she want homemade soup. She don't want you good. Zoe don't eat no kids soup.
I don't want no Campbell's.
She want homemade soup. So I'm like, if you don't, what would you tell me if I was that age? Go to bed. Go to bed. You get some soup tomorrow.
That is hilarious. I forgot all about that.
Insane.
Oh my God.
But we have a question that someone asked.
Yes. First question.
Somebody sent in a hot topic.
So keep them questions coming too, because we want to answer them.
Yeah.
Stuff that either we have experience with, we don't. Keep the conversation going.
Okay, so someone sent me a tweet that said, "Do y'all feel like y'all are obligated to help your siblings? ? In any capacity? ?
That's deep.
And she put thoughts about the Sibcast. Let's weigh in on this next.
That's deep.
Do you want to answer?
I think the question, yeah, I'll answer. I think the question is definitely a little bit more complex because he said, in any capacity.
Yeah.
So obviously, the nature, because some siblings really do not bang with each other. So if you don't have a relationship with a sibling, I think that's very hard. Like, you can ask me for $2, but if I don't bang with you, I'm gonna treat you like a stranger. But let's just say you have a relationship with your sibling. Me personally, I say yes. Obviously, based upon your situation, you're gonna do the best you can with your situation.
Yeah.
But I would say yes, flat out. Now, however that person may receive how you can help them, that's on them. If they say, I need $1,000 and you give them $700,
yeah,
I help.
Yeah.
But to just flat out ignore them, I think that's that's messed up.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Well,
I would say no.
All around. Yo, I did not see that coming. I said noted.
I don't think that is serious. Okay. No, so I definitely agree with you. I think this goes for, and I want to pull marriage into it a bit because I feel like I'm one of those people that I want to have conversations about it. So
Got you. There's
a threshold in our house, especially when it comes to money.
Family. Yeah.
There's a threshold. Above that threshold, we gotta have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I won't put it out there, but
I was about to ask, what's the threshold?
It's significant though.
Oh, okay.
But above a certain threshold, we gotta just have a conversation. I'm not saying of course,
no.
I'm not saying you gotta tell me your every dollar spent. You know what I'm saying? But above a threshold, you absolutely have to have a conversation about it. And I've never been in a situation where I'm like, come on now, no.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because this is our coin. So I think if we're talking monetarily, yes, conversation threshold. But yes, obligated
a favor, something else.
Because I think that's also another thing, favor versus I'm gonna pay you back.
I'm to the point where if I'm giving out something, it's gone. If I get it back, great.
Yeah.
But I ain't chasing nobody down. I ain't cursing nobody out.
So Venmo me right now.
What's that from Love is Blind?
Yeah, but she was Venmo me for the last 2 weeks expenses.
Carrying you.
No, but yeah, send me that Venmo. What's your? Let me send the request.
Yeah, send the request. I'm not searching for you on Venmo. Send the request.
Venmo.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely think you should try to help out as much as possible. But if it's gonna negatively impact you too, I definitely think that's a conversation as well too. But yeah, I think the level of the relationship matters as well. Yeah. Not necessarily if you feel like someone will reciprocate it, but just you're understanding that as a sibling.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
But I love that question though. When you said that to me, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I kind of aspire. I think it also requires you to think a little bit because when we say in any capacity, you know what I mean? It's for you, I'm a ride.
Same.
I might ask a question later. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. You gotta ask the questions later. You gotta ask why are you in this
in college when you were I think I was in a tricky situation.
You think I was in what?
I said in college I was in a tricky situation. You're I'm coming, but please know on the ride back, I'm asking several questions.
Because even in that moment, you gotta put yourself in a situation too. You don't want to be answering a whole bunch of questions as you're in the situation. You're I'm just trying to get out of this situation. I'm just trying to get out, and then I can double back. I'm an open book after that. Yes. Absolutely. And so also be that sibling too to respect that. It's but Hot 97 be doing the ride or dies in the morning. Yeah. Someone calls you and you're asking a whole bunch of questions. Bro, yes I need you.
Are you
yes
coming
or no?
Drop the pen. Drop the pin immediately.
Correct. That's
Speaking
the best
of pins,
way.
I be watching that location. One of my favorite things about...
Yo, she's the worst,
because
bro.
you know what kills me? You'll be like, yeah, we're leaving the house. There's no movement.
For the next 10 minutes, it's just there.
Someone be like, did they leave? I'm like, no. We're not leaving yet. No.
And that's so crazy because I don't think that when I say like, yeah, we leaving there, because I'm just like, yo.
To lie and know where I have your location?
No. It's not definitely not lying because we are in the process of leaving the house.
Y'all packing that bag.
Yeah, we packing up Mav's bag. We making sure we got everything we need.
Can I give you some unsolicited advice?
Sure.
You know what? Actually, let's do
ahead.
a scenario. No, I am.
Okay.
Let's do a scenario. If you know you have to be somewhere at 1 p.m., what time do you and your family start to get ready? And don't lie. Don't even think about it. You shouldn't have to think about it. Just start.
Well, no, because it depends if we have to do something before then.
No.
That matters.
Okay, so that's probably the root of the problem.
Why?
You're double or triple booking.
No.
Knowing that you really don't have the capacity to be able to do all of these things.
No, it's not true. If I got somewhere to be at 1, but I have something to do at 10, I could get both done.
Insane. Well, wait, it depends on what's the thing that you have to do before. A haircut, or you have to do like you're going to another event.
It could be both. It could be either or.
Do y'all have a family calendar?
We have a you've seen our calendar in our house. What are you talking about?
It's just really confusing. Answer the question. If you don't have anything to do before and you have to be somewhere at 1 o'clock, what time do you start getting ready?
Probably 10:30, 11.
Too late.
What?
You're late. 8:30.
8. Oh.
8:39. Are you kidding me?
I'm not even up by that time. What are you talking
Shanny
about?
should be up at 9.
No way. No way. Please answer this. Please underneath the comments.
With a kid,
Yes.
bro, you have to plan for the unexpected. He has a blowout. The time y'all were like, yeah, let's link up in Hoboken.
Oh yeah,
Just
that
kidding.
was
Never had a
our
blowout.
first.
We're already
Yeah.
5 minutes from Hoboken.
Yeah, that was our first blowout situation. Period. And honestly, like when that happened, I was like, the day is over. The day is over. I gotta give him a bath now. I'm gonna take a bath after. So that was our first experience with that. But no.
You see how that's a problem though?
What?
You see how it's a problem?
Well, it's not a problem.
Because like if you would have been up earlier.
That's stopping the blowout?
Yes, because he would have been up and his bowel movements would have been rolling already. The fiber would have been.
And no, he's having a blowout in the car. And then I'm really done.
Whatever. I just feel like there needs to be some type
2
of
hours
intervention.
before is all you need.
No,
3 hours
it's
is
not.
stretching it. 3 hours is stretching it.
3 hours is calming.
No, absolutely not. No, 2 hours.
I guess that's why we are in the situation we're in now.
Absolutely, but I'm gonna get there.
When you're 36, you don't have 30.
You get a 30-minute grace period.
Where? For my time? Please don't make me get mad. I just feel like you're trying to make me.
No, you can give new parents a 30-minute grace period.
I hope you know after next month you're no longer a new parent. You're a year in.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. So it goes down to 15.
No.
Like college.
I expect you to be there on time. You have 1 kid.
So what? No. 15 minutes. After 15-minute grace period. Right now, we in that 30-minute phase, and we're going to use every
That's why we'll always
minute.
eat carbone at 11.
Alright, this is the last story for this episode. But that was hilarious. So, if anyone's ever ate at Carbone, it is tough to get reservations. But,
I don't know if
but they be capping.
Yeah, I do.
No. I think they just personally don't release reservations. Because we've gone in there, me and Shannon went in there like 6 at night, and it's 4 tables and everything else is open. But anyway, so we kept trying to get a reservation, but during COVID, but you got your reservations first. Yeah. Right? Shout out Amex. We'll get into that later, but shout out to Amex Platinum Card specifically, the concierge service, Chef's Kiss. So you guys get
10 out of 10. 5 stars.
So you guys get your reservation for like what, 11:30 or something like that. The only reservation it was given out on a Saturday, 11:30.
And we were just like, we just have to taste
gotta
this
experience
spicy
it.
rigatoni that everybody's talking about.
Which was bussin'.
So we get there at
was bussing.
It hasn't been good since.
They fell off a little bit.
And Mario, if you're listening to this, you can just send me a package. We'll taste it on the podcast.
You come to the crib and cook.
Just come over. But we got there at. Y'all were on time for that because I think
our reservation was earlier. I think we had an earlier one.
Like it's off of things that you really want to do. You're on time for.
No. First of all, that was before we had kids.
Oh, okay, yeah. Which is still kind of doesn't matter because y'all still were always late. But anyway, we got there at 11, walked around for a little bit, sat at 11:30, and it was empty. All right, well, I feel like that's a good episode too.
I think this is. I don't even know what time limit we're at right now, but we did the damn thing.
We did. Next episode, we are going to be tasting some new rosés, which will be fun. And we're thinking of maybe doing like we'll make like a cocktail on here and then we'll like drink it.
That's fire.
I didn't run that by you, but I was
it's all good. Listen, I mean, we always have a little bev while we talking too. Why not do a little mixology?
Yeah. Okay, so we're about to go have dinner. We're having birthday dinner and cake for Brandon. So you'll probably see this like past his birthday, but still drop some birthday love in the comments.
Appreciate it.
Tell me he's an amazing dad. But honestly, truly, I wish you a beautiful birthday year.
Thank you.
Thank you for all that you do for our family, all that you do for me. Like, I really, 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 really do appreciate you.
Love you.
It's been a beautiful, in my case, 30 years with you. And I love you so much.
Love you too.
My heart explodes. I can't really, I feel like I still can't even really give you the words, put the words around how much I really do appreciate you. I appreciate how much you show up. And you're there for me. You're always pushing me. Even though your tone is a little crazy sometimes, but
It's the Scorpio.
Yeah, okay. So I really do appreciate all of that. And, even when I have ideas, you're like, yo, go for it or do it or want you to refine it this way. So I really, really, really do appreciate you. And I love you.
I love you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for tuning in to episode.